It's some kind of sign, and the message we're getting is be scared, and to be honest with you, it's working. The members of the community are very scared, and it really is, I'm gonna cry, it really is, it's awful, it's a tragedy, and I'm really sorry this happened.
All right, the FBI and the ATF are now investigating a suspicious fire and reported gunshots at a construction site for the controversial mosque in Tennessee. Elizabeth Pran has the latest live from Atlanta. Elizabeth, what have you learned?
Hey, Eric. Well, ATF says it's an ongoing investigation. They're treating it as a suspected arson, but they haven't said that it is arson. They're working with local deputies as well as FBI agents to figure out exactly what happened early Saturday morning at a mosque and Islamic Center construction site. Congregation members say that heavy construction equipment on the site was doused with gasoline and set on fire early in the morning. Now, this site has been controversial for quite some time. Just in the past couple months, the sign right in front of the site has been spray painted, it's been smashed and taken down, vandalized, essentially. And at a public planning commission meeting over the summer, hundreds showed up to voice their opposition. They're worried about the size of the facility, the zoning, the parking and traffic issues. Others have insinuated that the Islamic Center could possibly be linked to terrorists. On the other hand, worshipers who are in the middle of Ramadan say that they're living in fear. A group of congregation members at the site were looking at the damage over the weekend at the construction site, and they reported hearing 9 shots fired from 2 directions. The Council on American Islamic Relations, otherwise known as CARE, has asked for a hate crime probe into the fires over the weekend. And we also know that until then, this mosque has been fairly peaceful. It's been around for about 30 years, and we didn't see any of this violence until they broke ground on this 15-acre, 52,000 square foot facility. Eric?
All right. Elizabeth Pran, thank you very much. Okay, the mosque is a heated debate. Ben Ferguson, host of the Ben Ferguson Show, joins us now from Tennessee with more. We also welcome back Reverend Chloe Breyer, director of the Interfaith Center of New York. Go ahead, Ben. Let me start with Ben. So we talked about this last week. We had, you told us there are issues within Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Nashville.
Yeah.
But shots fired and things burning, there's another level to this. What's going on?
Yeah, not a good weekend. I think most people, and we talked about this actually last time on my radio show, and a lot of people are concerned. They're saying, look, if somebody did this on purpose and they set this equipment on fire, then by all means go the fullest extent of the law and punish them and fine them. With the shots fired thing, the other issue is some people are saying, hey, we don't know about all this because nobody else in the neighborhoods around there reported any shots fired. The only people that report were those of the site. And this isn't an area where there are neighborhoods and houses in that area. That's the whole reason why there was the big issues with the zoning and the traffic issues and the parking issues and everything else. So some people are a little bit skeptical going, wait, where is this all coming from? Is it really people that can't stand these people? Or is this turning into a PR campaign of saying, look, we're being persecuted with, to an extreme extent? It's a tough place for the community to be in.
Well, but Ben, they lit a construction vehicle on fire with accelerant. There was supposedly some others that weren't burning, but were doused.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and that's why they're saying it in full extent of the law. But when you have 9 shots fired, several callers said the same thing from Murfreesboro last night. They said, look, no one else reported this. No one else in the neighborhood called it in. That's a little odd, don't you think?
All right, well, Reverend Chloe, is this concerning? Is this a trend? Is this a one-off example? What do you think?
Well, of course, it's everything that we try to fight against. I think it's a deeply un-American example of judging people by their religion as opposed to looking at them as human beings. And, the strength of this country is built on our diversity, our acceptance of people no matter where they come from or who they are or what faith they adopt. And so it is very worrying, and something we've worked for over a decade here in New York to try to counteract.
All right, I'm going to bring in the panel. Go ahead, Bob.
There is a large Muslim community in Tennessee. I've been down there, done a lot of politics. And the inference by our friend, the radio, Ben, sorry, Ben, I'm a little bit tired today. The inference you could draw from what you just said was that perhaps maybe they did it themselves for a public relations stint. Now, the fact of the matter is, the one person who really hates this stuff about this mosque is David Petraeus, who is trying to wage a war, which includes anti-insurgency as a strategy, which includes getting along with the Muslim community. And this thing at Ground Zero has ignited a flame across this country. It makes his job harder. And I think, frankly, if we really care about what's going on in Afghanistan, everybody will shut up about this.
Bob, that is a great point you just mentioned.
Thank you.
And you know how you resolve it all? You use the sensitivity that Americans have and the respect that Americans have for all religions, including Islam, toward everybody else, and the sensitivity they have toward 9/11, and you put it somewhere else.
That's right. You should move it.
Fearless prediction.
I think it should be, just for this reason.
Fearless prediction. These stories
Ben,
like Tennessee, they're going to pop up in different parts of the country unless we take the temperature down.
This is
and
America
take the heat off
speaking
this
out
issue.
right now. This is
You're gonna hear
America
more about
speaking
it.
out.
You know, we need a little rational here because we got to do a couple things. One, first prove it is what it is before you call it something and either say it's ginned up or it's from the right. Because the slasher story came out. Ibrahim Hooper started with hate towards Muslims. Turns out the guy's a half nut job. He used to work for a liberal church. They made it a right issue. That's wrong. Second, we've got to stop judging Muslims or non-Muslims on different planes. If you have freedom of speech on one, you have it on the other. If you have the right to the facts, before you call it a hate crime,
But here's the issue, Bill.
motive.
Bill, you're right. It's not a constitutional thing. It's not a court's decision. It's a sensitivity
Just
issue.
because you can doesn't mean you should.
But Ben Ferguson, how far do the people of Murfreesboro want that mosque moved from Murfreesboro?
Well, I think their thing is they said, look, put this in an area where it's not such a populated, prominent area that we feel like you're trying to come in with a very, very loud and abrupt statement of we are here and we're here to stay, right. And this is our huge Mecca center that we're building to only serve 250 families.
Hang on, Ben. We're going to have to leave it there. Reverend Breyer and Ben Ferguson, thank you very much. We're going to check in with our favorite